Even for us. And we're pretty unprofessional. Hello, welcome to the Fighting Words podcast. My name's Sam Bradley.
My name's Robert Hughes.
And we
We're
just
real loosey-goosey.
loosey-goosey because we've just done 20 minutes of the show and realised that it wasn't actually recording. So
I mean, we still have no notes, so that's another reason why it's going to be loosey-goosey.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was pretty funny. We were getting off some good points. I wish you were around to hear them.
Oh yeah,
But,
let's just trust us. We were great. You know,
and this next show will be even better because we've had time to practice. How often do we get that? Should we start with bare knuckle boxing?
better start over at Bare Knuckle FC. I think that's a good place to start.
So,
So the GOAT himself, Artem Lobov, was fighting Jason Knight in Bare Knuckle FC 5, which was taking place in Mississippi at Biloxi. I think it was the actual place they were doing it. So as we mentioned earlier, probably could just be a pub car park somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take us through the fight because Artem Lobov got the win. I'm still not sure how I feel about Bare Knuckle FC.
Yeah, I think it's completely and utterly pure savage. It is 100% savagery. But,
Yeah,
you know,
there'll always be people who want that though. Like, it's on the spectrum, isn't it, of combat sports. The Zuffa motto is as real as it gets. And like in other sports, like in football, you get the very high level leagues and you get the lower level leagues. And you get some people who only watch the higher level leagues. And that's fine because they want a certain type of match. They want a certain quality. They want to see certain types of players. But obviously on the spectrum of combat sports, you will want someone that wants to watch a UFC fight, a fight in the UFC or Bellator or whatever, which is of a...
well, no, if they want quality, you go to one.
Obviously. Well, yeah, but you're right. You see what I'm saying? They want a certain type of fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've just proved my point. You go to one if you want to see Muay Thai, if you want to see Lepway, if you want to see kickboxing or whatever. But there will always be people on that spectrum who want to see something that's a little bit more, as you've said, fucking savage.
Mm.
And I guess I'm
Like
just...
Sunday League, where they just hack each other's legs out.
It's exactly the same, though. It's exactly the same sort of thinking. It's... Do you want that level of savagery? Do you want to see someone hitting someone with the blunt force of their fucking hands? Or do you not want that? Do you want to see gloves? Do you want a little bit of the edges sort of nerfed off? And there's no right or wrong answer. Bare Knuckle FC will never be as big as the UFC or One or Bellator or, Muay Thai, I don't think. But you'll always get people who want to see it, so they're always going to be doing it.
Mm.
And whether it's for you or not is kind of by the by.
Yeah.
How did the Lobov fight go down? I didn't watch it. Surprise, surprise.
So it went to surprise. It went to decision in the end to Artem Lobov. But you know what? It was in the way of bare knuckle. I don't really have much comparison to do because I haven't watched a lot. But it was a competitive fight. You know, there was some good knockdowns for both sides. Knight was coming in really nicely, bringing in those sort of big looping hooks, whereas sort of Lobov was happier to sort of work in the corner and throw the nice crisp punches very accurately. I must admit.
Do the impression of Artem Lobov that you did when we weren't recording.
Yeah, so there was one point where you can sort of see, and he's sort of doing the Conor McGregor
The Spanish
walk, where he's just going like that, but he's hitting him, so it's fine.
Worth the YouTube subscription alone if you're just listening on iTunes.
Exactly. I think that's something that's got to be taken and just sort of put together
We're gonna make that GIF.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%.
GIF.
But I know Connor would comment saying I'm probably really stiff, but I've just done 2 hours training. Fuck you.
Yeah, you've probably done more jiu-jitsu training in the last day than Connor has. Oh shit.
Oh. Well, yeah.
What else was on that card? Was there anything else talking about on that card?
Yeah. So there was Chris Lieben, who was. We talked about him a while back. He's the one that's under contract dispute with Bare Knuckle FC for not paying. So either that's been sorted or he just likes to fight.
Well, I mean, both.
He was fighting again, and he got a 25-second knockout. So he's doing pretty well. It's like 25 seconds work. Son. Nice.
That's yeah. I mean, if you get paid, 25 seconds work is good, isn't it? They've had a couple of those sort of lawsuits.
Yeah, there's been a bit going in.
I know Bass Rutten had to come out on Facebook and say Something to the extent of, oh, I don't know, I'm not really involved in that side of it. Apologies to all the fighters, something like that. But yeah, it doesn't. It's not a
Backroom
good
with
look.
Rich Hand.
The rich.
Backroom Rich Hand.
Yeah,
Not,
he's still doing Karate Combat and PFL, right?
yeah, he's commentator for PFL still.
Okay.
But yeah, coming off of that, coming off the headline, it was announced by Bare Knuckle FC president David Feldman. That's the name I was trying to look for earlier. Lobov will be facing Paulie Malignaggi on June 22nd.
Why is Paulie doing this?
Oh.
Not.
Yeah, so he's
you know,
a commentator for Showtime Boxing already. He's doing pretty well for himself.
he's
a world champion in the past, and like you say, why?
Like, he's come out and said some pretty not shitty things, because I get where it comes from. He's like, if I don't do serious damage to Artem, lasting damage to Artem, it'll be a bad night, dude.
He slapped him. Did you see the slap? There was a lot of power behind it.
Jesus, yeah, I did see that. What? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get it anyway, you're gonna get it in bare knuckle FC.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not to put a cloud over the people I assume are involved with that sport, but if you get it in the UFC, you're gonna get it in bare knuckle, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
you're gonna get it with Artem involved.
Yeah, and I think it's just like Paulie's only going after him because of Connor, right? I assume Artem Lobov and Paulie have no direct beef other than there was all that horse shit.
Oh yeah, no. Artem is being a good little boy and stirring the shit where he needs to.
So, yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like this was a hot take for us about a month ago. Didn't Bare Knuckle FC approach Conor McGregor with like a 6-figure sum to come and do a fight?
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen. It gets likely every day.
Depends how the lawsuits are going for Conor at the moment.
Zing. We'll get onto that in a bit.
Yeah.
That is some gnarly shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else on Bare Knuckle worth a look?
There was Captain Space Force, Chase Sherman. Yeah, Vanilla Gorilla.
Is that where he's at?
UFC heavyweight. Yeah, he's there because I don't know. He's probably just waiting for deployment into space.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that going? Not well, apparently.
Yeah, if he's fighting in Mississippi.
Who did he fight? Did he win?
Yeah, he beat. Well, no, actually, it was a draw against a guy called Sam Shoemaker. Yeah, but there was some really weird decision. There was some really weird judging on this one because if you look at the numbers, 50-45. So in that one, Chase Sherman won every single round. Then there was 47-48. Okay, in that one, he managed to lose 3 rounds. And then there was 48-48.
Which is...
Both of them were shit in one round.
Well, I can't imagine that being a Bare Knuckle FC judge is something you only do.
Oh, yeah. No,
I mean,
I don't think
Denny's.
I mean, I was going to say we wouldn't see Adelaide Bird there, but based off the 50-45, she probably was.
It's all open. I mean, why not? But again, what do you expect? It's their 5th event, did you say?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Realised, isn't Rumble Johnson involved in Bare Knuckle as well?
Is he? Probably.
No, we're not fighting. He's one of the main promoters.
I thought he was breeding French bulldogs or some shit.
Yeah, and really good weed.
I mean, yeah, get the trifecta of dogs, weed, and fighting. I mean, it's how I want to live my life. But
I've guessed.
I mean, it's. Didn't he say he was going to? He wanted to come back and fight
John Jones heavyweight, but it had to be a heavyweight.
Obviously, yeah, because he's
so much shit.
Yeah, he's jacked. He's doing bodybuilding right now. Yeah, I mean, I'd fucking watch it.
Goddamn right, I would.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I was pissed off when he retired. Yeah,
well, 2 straight losses to DC. It was irrevocable.
Yeah. He tried to wrestle DC on that last one, though, didn't he? Remember that?
Yeah, that was funny.
Came in, shot him for that double leg. DC was just like,
okay.
This is what we want to do.
Play.
Yeah, I'm fine. So that was the.
Oh, and there was one other thing. Reggie Barnett versus Rusty Crowder. Great name, by the way. 50-44 across the board for Reggie Barnett, but I'm pretty sure Feldman came into the ring after that one and said he was going to be cutting the loser's purse because he was too boring.
It's their 5th event. I mean, just keep repeating the mantra, then maybe they'll get it right. I think
Hey,
you're always.
he should count themselves lucky. Sometimes they just don't pay people anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in UFC 5, they were still wearing fucking wrestling shoes, so you've come a long way, baby.
I was gonna say I watched it. My girlfriend's been watching the Friends at the moment. You know, the incredibly successful sitcom.
Yeah.
And the episode the other day was the Ultimate Fighting Champion one.
The
And
one where Monica's boyfriend gets into it. Yeah. How young's Bruce Buffer look in that episode?
A, yes. 2, Tank Abbott. I forgot he fights him. 3, obviously, I'm a big fan of John's anyway, John Favreau. And then also it was the rule set. As far as I can remember, they've never had the rule set where the only thing you're not allowed to do is fish hook and eye gouge.
Yeah. Who's the ref? Isn't it Big John? Big John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy.
The funny thing is, I remember watching that episode and thinking, I remember watching the episode when it came out in like the early 90s and thinking that the Ultimate Fighting Championship was something they'd invented.
Yeah, so did I.
For the episode to make it preposterous. Yeah. Oh, how far we've come. Yeah, back.
The best part is the actual logo and everything on the ring, which was awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that was if you come for a roundup of the latest action in combat sports, that was it, plus a little bit of friends chat. Obviously, there's nothing much happened other than bare knuckle FC in the last weekend. So now we're going to ping forward and start our wild speculation hour. Yeah, we're going to go forward to UFC 236. Didn't think that through when I started it, that I'd have to bring the other hand in, but here we are. Yeah, this is a low-key banger of a card. You take a look at the main card. We have Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway for the interim lightweight title fight. We have, excuse me, Israel Adesanya, the last stylebender. Fire. Versus Kelvin Gastelum. Yep, and that. The middleweights into the title fight, we have Eric Anders versus Khalil Roundtree, Alan Jouban versus Dwight Grant, and Ovin St. Preux versus Nikita Krylov. It's a hell of a card, even if you take the two obviously amazing fights out of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some decent stuff on the prelims as well. There's Andre Sukumfaf, who was obviously the guy who lost to one-legged Sean O'Malley by some reason. Instead of just standing up and stepping back a little bit and forcing him to stand up, where they would have realised his foot was completely fucked and caused the fight, he decided to go to the ground with him, where you don't need your foot really. There's Curtis Millender versus Bilal Muhammad. That's a great one at welterweight. I'm a big fan of Bilal Muhammad. Max Griffin, Wilson Hayes, Matt Frivola down there as well, lightweight.
Poliana Boatel is versus Laura Mueller. That's going to be a good fight. Watching Boatel fight, yeah. Randy Costa's on that fight, is on that card as well versus Brandon Davis. That'll be neat. Yeah.
It's proper swell.
Proper swell. Neat stuff.
I think.
Yeah, I think Dustin Poirier. Now, I know obviously fights aren't won on paper. And if you look at all the stats, you've got to say Max Holloway with his variety of strikes, his lateral movement, his movement in and out, takes this for me 9 times out of 10. You look at him, obviously there's the issue of the weight, which we'll come to in a minute. But I think he's the best to ever do it in his division. He beat the best to ever do it in that division twice in relatively triumphant style. Didn't really Aldo didn't really give him much cause for concern either time. Which you can talk to how Aldo isn't the Aldo of old. I disagree. I think Aldo's still one of the most dangerous fighters in that division. Max was just better. Max had a better game plan and didn't allow himself to be taken out of his comfort zone really at any point during those fights. But obviously he's fighting at 10 pounds heavier, which some people say, oh, well, you don't have to cut. And we know Max Holloway has had issues with weight cutting. So if this puts him in that bracket of, something we like to say on the show about being comfortable as opposed to being lighter or heavier, maybe that'll work for him. But I think he takes out Dustin Poirier. Unless Dustin Poirier comes out and does something excessively violent in the first 30 seconds, I think Max will just pick him to pieces. Does Max beat Khabib? I don't think so, but that's a conversation for another time. How do you see this going out, man?
Well, so like you say, Max Holloway is probably one of the most developed boxers in MMA going at the moment. His skill set is absolutely phenomenal. For one, his jab is probably the most effective in the UFC by
Oh,
far. You know,
yeah.
he uses this so incredibly well. You know, even in the Aldo fight, Aldo is a great boxer in himself, but it was basically the small fact that Holloway's jab was just able to pick through that guard so easily. And then when we saw it against Ortega, you know, he was using it really, really well, either by using it just to maintain that distance, to look for
Mhm.
shoots, look for leg kicks, whatever. But also when he started grouping them in with in the 1-2, he was working it really well because he would either just feint with the left, follow in with that big right straight, or you know, he would just be doubling up really nicely. His combination work is really, really good, and he can maintain that distance really, really nicely at the whole time, picking you up with, to be honest, proper power punches. Even that left
Yeah.
jab, because he's such a switch hitter, because he can change that stance so incredibly well. Each punch is coming at you like a straight because he can feint with it. He can step forward and then he can bring it through as a proper left straight as well. He's happy to do both,
Yeah.
which means, you know, he can work at really, really good pace constantly. You know, he can change to the body really nicely. He's happy to drop down, shoot into the body, then come in with that big overhand left as well, which you know, caused a lot of damage to Ortega and to Aldo as well, actually, because, you know, people cover up trying to defend that body, and then you just come straight over the
And
top
then that's
instead.
it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he does get if I have one criticism of Max Holloway, and it is a very minor one, and it's could be construed as maybe not even a criticism at all. Sometimes I feel like he leads everything kind of works off his jab a little too much.
Mm.
If I'm going to be really, really stickler about it. But like you said, he's one of the best boxers in MMA. I don't disagree with that. I think when you've got a jab that is that ferocious and is like a knife through butter, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you work off anything? But to your point, I think it's become such a weapon that he can feint with it and then drop in for a calf kick or drop in for an overhand hook or drop in for a level change. So it's, as I say, it's a real stickler. Oh, he works too much off the jab. And I think sometimes he does. But in a way, it's a strength because when you lead off the jab and you're that confident in stepping forward and coming forward, people are going to react to it either way.
Mm.
People are going to try and fucking cover up or counter, whether you're throwing it or not. And if he feints and you try and counter, you're fucksville anyway because you leave yourself open to that overhand right, that overhand left, depending on how it is he's moving. As you said, he's an excellent stance switcher. We saw that a lot against Aldo the second
The
time.
second fight, yeah, the
Yeah,
first fight, because Aldo just wasn't using those leg kicks, there was no need for it. He just managed to stay in that orthodox stance.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Dustin Poirier, anything to say to him? Not
Yeah,
with the Max Holloway fan club.
so obviously Dustin Poirier, one of, you know, he's ranked what, number 3 now in the lightweight division. He's probably one of the best southpaw strikers in the division. Definitely the best that Holloway's ever faced. So much so that last time obviously they met, back when Holloway was 4-0 and making his first run at featherweight in the UFC. You know, Poirier came away with the win there. And that's actually going to be a big clincher. It's
Do you think Holloway comes out southpaw?
I think it would be sensible to, because then you can just work to your standard orthodox rule sets. You know,
Yeah.
you loop round the same direction, both the same way.
Mm.
The thing that's, we have seen Poirier pretty much pick apart orthodox stance really easily. You know, the way he brings in that back calf kick against, say, Eddie Alvarez in that second fight. You know,
Yes.
if you're standing in that
Mm.
orthodox stance and that leg is forward, he's going to light it up real quick. But if you're southpaw and you have your right leg forward in, a little step in, you can take a lot of that power away from that initial leg kick.
And I think if you go in orthodox against a southpaw, you open yourself up to that back leg body kick
Yeah,
that can do a hell of a lot of damage, whether you've got your guard up, whether you're one of the best boxers in MMA or not. I think
yeah,
you've only got to land it once, and it sounds hyperbolic, but you really do. You snap that in as someone comes across to land a hook, and you snap that kick in, and you get them in the liver. that's all she wrote. Even if you stagger them to the point where someone drops their head, then you've stepped in and you can land that uppercut on the chin if the head's gone down, or you can pull them into the clinch. I mean, I sort of open this segment by sort of portraying it as a little bit of a walkover. I don't think it will be. I think
Oh, I
Dustin
think
Poirier will
I
offer a lot of challenges to Max Holloway,
yeah.
but
I mean, if I was to start putting predictions against it, I would say probably looking at the later rounds, because of the way I know Holloway works. You know, he's the sort of person that can increase his capacity to throw out damage
yeah,
into the later rounds. He increases every single round. He steps up and steps up and steps up. His cardio is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's going to be even more on show when he's not having to deal with a weight cut. Like say he's got a
true,
good ground
true.
game. It's very unusual that we see Poirier take it to the ground. He does have relatively good wrestling. I mean, we saw it when he took Joe Duffy to the ground and just dealt an absolute beatdown on him.
Mm.
And he does have good jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt in himself. Um, so there is going to be an aspect of ground game going on here. There is going to be takedowns. We are going to see that they're both high level grapplers. We are going to see an aspect of it. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be the main clincher, if you'll pardon the pun. But I don't know. I just feel that the way that Holloway can just constantly strike with incredible accuracy, I think he's going to run away with it.
Yes, I think he'll pick. Yeah, I
I
think he will
think I
pick
think
into bits.
if like you say, if Poirier doesn't finish it in the first, I would say 1 or 2 rounds, I
Mm.
think just the sort of person that Holloway is, he's gonna just slowly start stepping further and further away.
And he's got
Um,
cardio for days. I
yeah,
do see this finish. I do not see this going to a decision.
yeah. No, but I just see it being a very very late finish.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Let's.
don't.
Yeah,
If that's thing, if it goes to Holloway, it's going to be a late finish.
yeah, for sure.
But if it goes to
Let's
Poirier,
kick
it's going to
down
be
to Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum. This is another quite interesting fight stylistically. I think because obviously Israel Adesanya, way more varied a striker. He's a much
oh
longer fighter. He's
yeah
like 6'2". Kelvin Gastelum's 5'9", I think.
yeah.
Um, but but if Kelvin Gastelum can grab a leg, which he's likely to be able to do because Israel Adesanya likes throwing those weird kicks, and if Kelvin Gastelum has done his research, which I imagine obviously he has done, if he gets that leg, pulls him down, and can hold him there,
He
I
has.
think he can make it a very long night for Israel
Yeah,
Adesanya.
that's the thing. His ability to control someone on the ground is absolutely staggering,
Second to
and
none.
it's not even to the extent that he's just throwing in absolute bombs. Just the way that he ties you up is knackering. He doesn't
Mm.
have to be hitting you the whole way through. He is just tying you up just by his sheer pressure alone.
Like Henry
Um,
Cejudo type wrestling. If you look at the way they use their shoulders to control various parts of your upper body to make sure you can't really get any effective strikes off, and to then drop their arms to the waist and then shift you around the canvas and wrap your legs
yeah.
up. They're very similar in the way they go about it.
That's the thing. Is the big clincher. I would say the main factor we have to take into consideration is going to be Israel Adesanya, because I have I have no doubt that Kelvin Gastelum is going to be able to get in on the inside, shoot for takedowns if he needs to, or even just to dirty box right in the pocket there.
Mm.
I have no doubt that he's going to be able to get past Adesanya's long limbs. I really don't. His guard is so good. His ducking, his time movement, it's just staggering. The thing that's going to be important is, can Adesanya get back up, or can he stay on his feet? Can he, is he comfortable getting himself locked up against the cage and just having that body lock put on him, maybe
Mm.
not being taken down, or can he step up quickly? That is going to be the clincher.
I mean, yeah, I would totally agree. I mean, Israel Adesanya's takedown defense isn't the worst, but you're facing an entirely different beast with Kelvin Gastelum. I think he's, as we said, he's a wrestler of excellent pedigree. He's proven himself time and time again to be exceptionally skilled on the ground, holding people there. I think if Israel Adesanya beats Kelvin Gastelum, he will do it. I think he does it by, yes, keeping him at range, because that's obvious. He's 6'2", 6'3", something crazy. But he will also have to be very precise, because if you throw a kick or a punch and you fuck it up, Kelvin Gastelum will duck inside the pocket and either hit you with an overhand or just fucking rugby tackle you to the ground and
Yeah.
maul you. And that's potentially the rest of that round done for you.
I think the thing is the best example we've got of probably Adesanya being pressured by a wrestler, maybe Brad Tavares. I know obviously he managed to come away with the decision win on that one. But you know, Brad in himself is, you know, he's one of the extreme couture guys. He's got pretty decent boxing, but he's got very, very good level wrestling as well.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. I think Kelvin Gastelum takes all of that aspect to a next level. So, I mean, yeah, we haven't even seen Tavares since he lost to
No,
Israel, have we?
have
He's not. He's not.
No,
fought,
I don't think so.
Yeah, because they were the headline for the undefeated finale, weren't they? Because there was a lot of talk as to who Israel was going to be
Yes.
facing, and it ended up just being Tavares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird, huh? I think. Oh man, I really want Israel Adesanya to win this, but I think he's going to come out.
To be honest, I would like Kelvin Gastelum to go there because I do want to see him against Whittaker. I think that would be a good, really, really good fight. But at the same time, I'm also interested in the Israel Adesanya Whittaker fight.
Who do
So
you think wins that fight? Hypothetically.
Whittaker, I think Whittaker's just got so much more power, but does have the high level striking as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, every way I see that is Whittaker.
He can eat a fucking shot as well. People forget some of the shots he ate against Yoel Romero. Oh boy. Eric Anders versus Khalil Roundtree. Anything to add on that?
Yeah, so you know, Khalil Roundtree is an exciting one to watch. He's an incredible striker for one.
Dinged up fucking Gohan Saki last time out, right?
Yeah, well, no, he lost to Johnny Walker in his last fight. Buenos Aires.
He did. Yes, of course he did. Yeah.
That was the one that took Johnny Walker a little bit of time. You know, it was nearly 2 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, he was slacking that day. But yeah, no, he did mess up Gokhan Saki. You know, previously Tyson Pedro he lost to, beat Paul Craig at the Nelson Ponzinibbio card, the Glasgow card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's some potential for it to be a really, really good fight for Khalil. But to be honest, I'm thinking Eric Anders, who, you know, he had that light heavyweight debut against Thiago Santos, stepped back down to middleweight and is now returning back up to light heavyweight. I think just his power, you know, he has incredible kickboxing. He's very, very good on the ground. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. And he has the body of you know, he's one of those footballer types. He started off collegiate football and then just sort of, I don't know how it happens that a lot of collegiate football people end up coming in to fighting.
It's
maybe
they
just
like...
love the brain trauma. I don't know.
Well, there's sort of like there's that point in a college footballer's career where it's like you're either going to the league
make it, or
you're not, and you know you have all this raw power and you think, yeah, I can fucking bang, and a lot of them do a little bit of boxing for cardio training anyway. I know that's quite popular, so that might be where it's at. But obviously, to become a boxer, you have to kind of start young if you're going to be crazy good. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think that's, and a lot of them are in fucking really good shape. Do you know what I mean? Like running backs and shit. They've got pretty good cardio.
Well, yeah, I think he was a linebacker, so it's yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm speaking with stolen words a little bit. I don't follow American football intimately, but yeah, they're relatively fit dudes, you know, and they got a lot of muscle, a lot of power, and makes sense, I guess. Alan Jouban versus Dwight Grant.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something. So Eric Anders. I know we were just talking about the failed footballers, but he was signed as a free agent contract to the Cleveland Browns of the NFL when he finished college, but I don't think he ever played.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fair, man.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, just thought I'd put that in there real quick.
Anything to add on the Alan Jouban fight?
Not a massive amount. I'm a big fan of Aljuban. You know, his recent fight with Ben Saunders was really exciting. That second round knockout in
Yeah.
the Josh Emmett Stevens card. Well, I say recent. It was last January, February, somewhere around then. You know, obviously he's got wins over Bilal Muhammad, Mike Perry, lost to Gunnar Nelson, Nico Price. You know, he's got some really good stuff. He likes to go in and bang. Unfortunately, a lot of the time it doesn't work out nicely for him because he gets caught and his chin's just not what it used to be. Yeah, it could actually be a really exciting fight. You know, his Muay Thai is really good. Obviously, he trains with Eddie Bravo, jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
So yeah, you know what? I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah.
It's a good fight really to make in the in the welterweights.
Yeah, for sure. I think the OSP versus Nikita Krylov, I think that's going to be a really good fight.
Oh God,
I'm
I'm excited for this. This one I
quite
am genuinely
excited for that.
It's because OSP some of the best grappling, especially in the light heavyweight division.
Hmm.
In the sense that he's he's not like super high level technical, but he just manages to catch stuff
Hmm.
in places where they just don't think they're going to
Yeah.
get caught. You know, it's the Von Flue is an absolute prime example. It's the perfect
Yeah.
counter to the guillotine. If you can step over those legs and they're
Mm.
still holding in that guillotine, all you need to do is slowly drop your shoulder in and you're getting that Von Flue choke in. And
Yeah.
what people don't realize is they're there and they're thinking, cool, yeah, I've got a bit of pressure on my neck, but if I just keep pulling in on that guillotine,
They work
I'm gonna
themselves into it.
they're gonna put them out first. Worst part is they're putting themselves further into a submission, just
Mm.
trying to submit someone.
Shit
So
happens.
it's
Who do you
yeah.
see getting the win? I think OSP just.
Well, that's the thing. Krylov likes to bang. You know, he does have good submission. He's a master of sports in submission fighting. But more often than not, he's a hand-to-hand and karate kind of guy. So I think if it stays on the feet, arguably it could probably be it won't be in OSP's favor. If it gets to the ground, that's
Dunsville.
where OSP is going to be working it really nicely. You know, not taking anything away from Krylov. You know, he has actually more submission victories than knockouts, but I think it's just yeah, yeah. It's such a
Mm.
hard one to call because they are both really good, well-rounded fighters, but one's just better in each place than the other, in my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Let's look at the undercard. Bum, 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 bum. I think the Curtis Millender Bilal Muhammad fight is going to be really good. I'm
yeah, no,
really looking forward to that.
I'm a big fan of Bilal Muhammad. He's done some great stuff in the in the welterweight division. Obviously, he had that win over Randy Brown, then Jordan Main, then Tim Means, then Chance Rankinter,
Yes.
before finally losing to Jeff Neal back. Wait, that was
Who has
earlier this year.
fucking crazy. Jeff Neal is just on another level striking wise. That fight specifically was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jeff Neal. I'm really
but
looking forward to seeing him come back.
Bilal Muhammad, you know, he works quite closely with Duke Rufus. You know, so he's got some very good striking. He's got pretty decent jiu-jitsu. I think he's either a purple, may even be brown belt now.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but he's not really a submission kind of guy. He's never, as far as I can remember, he's never actually submitted anyone. But he uses jiu-jitsu in the sense of let's get myself into a more dominant position and wear people out. You know, he's not going to look for a submission. He's going to drop a few bombs in and stay
Hmm.
safe. You know,
Yeah.
he's definitely sort of one of the ones, you know, that does sort of pray and lay a bit at a time. But
If it
he does
works
good
for you,
work.
it works for you.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, got what a record of like 14 for free now. It's working.
Yeah, it's not bad. Also looking forward to the Boatel fight, Polyana. I think that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Just because it's nice to see, at least one women's fight on the fucking card.
Yeah. I mean, she's coming back off that after loss to Cynthia Calvillo. Back
Who I
in
also really admire. Yeah.
yeah, that was at Buenos Aires, the Magni Ponzinibbio card.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but before that, she beat Kondo, she beat Pearl Gonzalez, who was obviously now gone back to Invicta, was fighting for the championship. I can't remember if she lost that one. Let me just have a quick check. I know we're just going off on a little tangent. Yeah, she lost that to Vanessa Porto. I remember now.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But it's she's got pretty decent striking. She's very, very fast. I say pretty decent. She's what I think a black belt in Muay Thai.
Hmm.
She works the angles really nicely. She's good at sort of cutting those angles, like you say. And this could be potentially a very good one for her just to light up and show those skills and yeah, like really show us. Is this fight taking place at flyweight? Because she previously she used to fight at
I
she
yeah, I
used to
think
fight at
so.
flyweight, then went obviously to the UFC. It was had to pretty much go as a strawweight, and
Mm.
yeah, I think yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do at the flyweight division. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a pretty good event. I mean, obviously, it gets better the longer the night goes on. It culminates with a Holloway fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that card.
it's a
What
slow burn.
else is there? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If there's like more than 4 decisions on that undercard, I'm fucking done. But
Which is pretty much all the time at the UFC.
yeah, oh yes. What else is that to look forward to, my man?
We do have a one championship card this week.
Ow.
I've just got to find
Okay,
my page. So Martin Huen is going to be fighting Jadamba
that's going to be a fucking
for
good fight.
the featherweight belt. So obviously you got to remember Martin Huen was the lightweight belt holder, is the featherweight belt holder, and then was going for bantamweight but couldn't get it. He was beaten by Bibiano, as far as I remember.
Yes.
Let me just check that. Let me just fact check. Oh no, it wasn't Bibiano. It was the other one, Kevin Bellingon.
Oh right. Why did I think it was
Oh,
Bibiano?
but
Oh, because we were talking
well,
about him last week.
no, he did lose to Bibiano as well before that.
Mm.
But then, so yeah, Martin Huyen lost to Bibiano Fernandez, beat Christian Lee, then lost to Kevin Bellingon. So that's where I was getting confused. He did lose to both of them
Right. Okay.
at one point or another. But yeah, so he's going to be going up against Jadamba, who is a Bok guy, which is like the Mongolian wrestling.
Mm.
But he does also have very, very good striking. His Muay Thai work is absolutely staggering. So that's going to be a great one to watch. Joshua Paccio, his striking absolutely staggering to watch. Again, another Muay Thai guy. Started mixing in wrestling really nicely as well, so he can sort of set in with that knee and it just drops down really, really nicely. Tatsumitsu Wada versus Gustavo Eddie Ballard. That's going to be a good one to watch. The other one I want to mention, James Nakashima, who's currently 10 for nothing.
Hmm.
Pretty sure that's he's making his one debut on this one. Let me just fact check that myself. No, this is his second fight at one. He used to fight over at LFA, where I'm pretty sure he was the champion, their welterweight champion. He's going up against Luis Santos, his record is absolutely staggering. It's 65 for 11 for 1.
Oh boy.
I'm just looking at his Sherdog now. 37 knockouts, 12 submissions, 16
That
decisions.
seems excessive.
Fight for American Top Team and Sapo Fight Team. He had a no contest against Ben Askren. He lost to Sebastian Kadestam, who was obviously now the welterweight champion over at one.
Mm.
I mean, I'm just going back through, and it's just the dates on it is staggering. I'm still scrolling. There we go. Started back in 2000.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Was not fucking around.
Yeah, it's just like he's constantly winning, and it's like he'll go on a streak of sort of win 11, lose 1, win another 10, lose 1, win another 15, lose 1, win another 8, lose 2, win 1, lose 1. Yeah, but at no point has he just sort of gone on a horrible losing streak. He's always coming back really nicely. So I'm excited to see what happens. A guy of his age is it's going to be crazy.
That's gonna be fucking awesome, man. Anything else on that card worth note?
Killer B, B Nguyen. She's making her one debut as well. So
Oh, A1, definitely check in for that.
it's going to be good. And then I'd say Akihiro Fujisawa. He's going to be a good one to watch. He's 5 for nothing. And yeah, he's got really good judo, which he's started mixing in really nicely.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think this is his 4th fight, something like that, with one. So because he was one of the ones that came in very, very early. because one actually do decent stuff and give fighters a lot more of a chance.
Yes, they do. Rob, would you like to do hot takes?
Yeah, but I haven't got any written down.
Well, we got a couple. We got one pretty big one, I think, that we're going to spend a little bit of time on. Should we do the jingle?
Do the jingle.
Do the jingle. Hot takes. Okay. Yoel Romero has withdrawn from his fight with Jacare Souza.
Shit! Yeah, I saw about this one,
He's
and
been replaced by Jack Hermanson, I believe.
yeah,
Let me just check. Yeah.
That's what I read as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell, Yoel. Come on, man. You're not doing yourself any
Oh,
favors here.
really
Like,
important stuff came in this morning. Sorry, yeah, you carry on. You carry on.
Yeah, he's just been withdrawn, and it's a shame because I was really looking forward to seeing him come back, especially against someone like Jacare Souza, who is obviously very accomplished on the ground. It would have just been nice to see those two just fuck any means of striking and just go at it on the ground. So yeah, that's disappointing, but hopefully Jack Hermanson comes in and represents. It's kind of late notice. They're going to be fighting at, I think it was the Fort Lauderdale card they were supposed to be on.
Yep.
That's coming up next sort of 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, but I don't think it's anything serious for Yoel Romero. It's not like an injury. It's just a sickness. So I doubt it's anything to do with weight cutting. I think he's just fucking ill. I don't know. What you got, Robert?
So last night was WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, someone attacked Bret the Hitman Hart.
I didn't know that part. That's not what I was getting at. I was talking about Brock Lesnar losing.
Oh yeah, losing. So did Ronda. Didn't Ronda lose?
I don't know. I'm trying to read it at the moment, but
yeah, someone got into the ring and attacked Bret Hart, and I think it was him. And everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And they were like, "Oh fuck, it's actually real. We have no idea how to deal with real combat." And yeah, but, you never like to see that someone getting in and hurting an athlete like that. There was a bit of a brawl and a scuffle. I haven't watched it yet, but apparently that is something that went down. Yeah, Ronda Rousey and
so both
Brock Lesnar.
Maybe both of them have returned to the UFC.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, admittedly, Ronda would have to probably be up at lightweight now. She has put on, she's put on a lot of muscle mass to do that.
She's a lot of muscle. She's very, very stacked. Brock's been written out of that fucking soap opera to come and get his ass whooped by DC, though, surely.
Sorry?
Shots fired.
Yeah, but that's supposedly going to be taking place in August, is what they're aiming for, isn't it?
They're gonna have to have some serious dialysis of Brock Lesnar to get all that shit out of his system.
It's right. He's got a load of blood frozen. They're just going to replace the whole lot.
Why not? If I had the money, I'd do it. Peter Thiel does it.
That's the only way of doing it.
Yeah. Do you want to? In fact, no. Well, let's jump over that one. We'll come back to that hot take as our closer. Gaethje versus Barboza averaged 828,000 viewers, peaked at 1.4. Nothing here to say other than, hey, look, the ESPN shit's really working. Anything to say to that?
Not massively, no.
And
but
then
I think the real test for ESPN is going to be this week with pay-per-view, and it's going to be the first one on a new pay-per-view model. And let's see how it deals with that more than anything.
Oh, the one through the fucking app, yeah.
Yeah. Lyoto Machida has said a win over Sonnen should lead to a shot against either Musashi or Bader. What do you think of that one?
I would watch all of those fights twice.
Yeah.
I think there's no one loses there.
Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. Jimmy Rivera versus Peter Yan has been announced for UFC 238.
Good fight. That's going to be a good
Yan
one.
Is on an absolute barn burner at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got. You know what the best part is? I am genuinely just scrolling through the news pages right now looking for stuff.
Ricardo Lamos is going to face Calvin Kattar at 238 as well. That would be a decent fight.
That's a decent fight, yeah.
You want to talk about Conor and Khabib?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so obviously if you're in this world, and even if you're not, you probably will have heard that Conor McGregor and Khabib's Nurmagomedov's Twitter war has stepped up recently. And it's gone from just, oh, I think I'd beat you and I want a rematch. No, you wouldn't beat me. To Conor saying
You look like
Basically,
your wife looks like a towel.
well, there's a yeah, for
Wife.
context, there's a picture of Khabib Nurmagomedov at what I assume is his wedding. He's
Yeah, it was.
shaven and he's wearing a nice suit, and as per his religion dictates that the women are full veil, not the hijab, but a
The burqa.
full face veil where you cannot see her at all, and it's all white and it looks really nice. It's embroidered and all that. And Connor's tweeted a picture saying, "Your wife looks like a towel, mate." Now, something needs to happen here, and because then Khabib tweets back a picture with, and it's a picture of Conor McGregor with his arm round a woman, and it is believed that the woman in the picture is the woman that is allegedly involved in Conor McGregor's alleged arrest for
No arrest. No arrest yet.
no arrest. Excuse me. I thought he'd been
Investigation.
Investigation, right? So, and then with that, Khabib says, "Well, whatever. You're a rapist, and God will judge you." Words to that effect. I don't like this. I think it's weird. The more I get into combat sports, and I've been into it for a number of years now, the more I get into it, the more I am realizing it is filled with people I do not like. And that's fine. I'm never going to be part of that club. I'm never going to fight. I'm never going to have that authenticity of being able to say, well, I do this because I did do this. And I'm aware that people in this world, young men primarily, enjoy this kind of back and forth and will probably say, oh, it's just a bit of banter. It's just a bit of this. It's just a bit of that. Someone's going to get hurt here. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Khabib or Conor. I think something's going to happen with either one of their training camp, one of their fans.
Well, there's already There's already a lot of talk about the training camp relationship for Conor being very much on the rocks. There's been lots of talk about that.
Yeah, John Kavanagh and Conor McGregor. There's something happening there, but I don't think the institutes are in place to stop this happening. Because let's not forget, the last time
the worst part about it is...
Yeah, 1 second. The last time something like this happened, when Conor committed a federal offence and threw a dolly at that bus, the UFC used it to sell a fight.
Yeah.
I don't think the UFC has a leg to stand on whether they want to intervene or not. Dana White has released a statement. Well done. I can release statements. You've contacted the camps to tell them to stop.
We throw out a lot of statements.
Yeah, that's basically all. But from the outsider looking in, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be funny and something for people like us to talk about. Right up until it's not. What if next week's hot take is, well, they met in a bar and a fan got stabbed, or because that's how close we're at. I cannot understate this enough. This shit needs to end. You're not warriors, and it goes to it talks more to the point that on the day this was kicking off on Twitter, Demetrius Johnson was on Instagram playing fucking Tekken with the guy that he beat on a beach party organized by his fight. Yeah, go on.
So was Lang Sang. So was Bibiano Fernandez and Bellingham. Now, obviously, if anything, theirs is the one that's going to be heated because that one obviously ended with the illegal elbows. But still, there's Rostov playing FIFA and Tekken and enjoying what looked like incredible food, by the way.
I don't know what you do here. I don't know what you do because you can't find them, because this is the thing with Khabib. He doesn't give a shit about money. This is religion to him, and that's very much more important to someone like him.
Wait, you mean he actually has a value to stand for something?
Well, yeah, who'd have thunk it? Yeah. I think Conor's playing with fire. Do I think they're as bad as each other? Kind of, but not really. I think he who cast the first stone. I think Conor went out there and said the things that he said. If I'm getting this right, before Khabib fired back with "you're a rapist," or that. And you got to say that's a pretty pretty scummy comeback from Khabib as well, for someone that professes to be above it all, then comes out and says, "You're a rapist." I know, because this is the girl. It's an open secret, but whatever. And of course, those allegations have extra weight, because on the day the New York Times broke, if you want, the story about Conor McGregor, he announced his MMA retirement, which he's since rolled back.
Yeah, I was about to just put, after that your whole spiel, I was waiting to just come in with, and then.
Yeah.
So yeah, even after all of this, all of these tweets, all of the statements and everything going backwards and forwards, obviously Connor deleted a lot of the tweets and then put out a tweet saying he's coming out of retirement. He wants to move forward with his fight career with all religions, and all this sort of stuff. It's like, well, for one, it's not like someone had, just sort of speculated that he didn't like a religion. He's gone out and he's started talking shit about religion. And then says he wants to move forward with all religions.
It's so inauthentic. It's obviously bollocks. It's like we can talk about it and be sarcastic. It's obviously bollocks.
The guy, he's very much clutching at straws to stay relevant, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and it hurts me, because, like, Conor McGregor, for whatever you think of him personally, Conor McGregor got me into this sport. Mm-hmm. He's the one that I watched that fight with Nate Diaz, the second fight, and I watched it and I was like, oh, I see it now. I get it. And I was in from that day, and I went back on Fight Pass, watched all the fights,
I mean, surely just the card, not that fight. The card.
Well, no, but I watched that. I watched that fight on a less than salubrious stream. It just happened to pop up on Facebook, and I happened to watch it, and I was like, I get it. And I love the shit talking. I think it's great, and there's no one else around it. But this is not shit talking. This is not funny. This is not nice. You don't even really have a leg to stand on. You haven't won a fight since 2016. There's no substitute for activity, as far as I'm concerned.
He beat the iPhone.
Yeah, great.
Proper.
I don't know. I don't know where this goes from here. I pray it gets better. I don't think it will. I think something's going to happen. And it's sad. I wish we could get on. I wish we were talking about Conor McGregor gearing up to fight Khabib again. I wish we were talking about Conor McGregor gearing up to fight anyone on a co-main, but we're not. And when he retired, honestly, it made me like, oh, okay, maybe it's inauthentic. But there was a big part of me that was glad the circus had left town, because it makes us all look bad. That brawl did untold damage to this sport, not financially, but in the hearts and minds of people who may one day, someone might say, hey, do you want to watch a UFC fight? No, it's kind of barbaric. Why? Oh, because one of the fighters fucking leapt out the cage and attacked someone in the crowd because the other fighter was mocking his religion. It's not a good look.
And threw a gurney at him.
Yeah, Dolly. Gurney. Oh, yeah, gurney's.
They're the same thing. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Cool. Let's have a change of subject. Let's go over
Let's bring the mood up. Bring it up, Rob.
Let's go over to one championship. So Shinya Aoki, he managed to win the lightweight championship belt. It's won a new era. Mm-hmm. He has already turned around and said he has his next fight lined up. He's going to be fighting Christian Lee, who I mentioned a little bit earlier.
That's going to be good.
Guess what the name of this one's going to be?
I don't know. Dogs with lasers on their heads. I don't know.
No, it's just Enter the Dragon. Close though.
No.
Yeah, it's Enter the Dragon. That's going to be taking place in Singapore on May 17th.
Amazing.
But this one will also include the promotional debut of one Sage Northcutt. He's going to be fighting Cosmo Alexander at welterweight.
Ooh wee. That's going to be good.
Yep. Looking forward to that one.
Really looking forward. When is that? Great week.
That's going to be at Singapore, May 17th. So,
not far.
Yeah. Great one. Another great one. PFL has announced the lineup for the first 3 events of their 2019 season.
Oh,
so,
really?
PFL 1, which will take place on May 9th, because they just restart the numbering each year, which is kind of helpful, actually. That's going to be the women's lightweight and men's welterweight card. So on that one, we're going to have Sarah Kaufman, we're going to have Kayla Harrison, Lewis Taylor, Chris Curtis, John Howard, Magomed Karimov, Zain Kamaka, and Ray Cooper III. Also on there, There's going to be Velikovic, Pacio, Franca. Yeah, Sidibu Sai is going to be on that one as well, which is going to be great. Then we have PFL 2, which is going to be May 23rd, which is obviously all available on ESPN Plus and ESPN 2.
And Facebook,
That's going to
we think.
be, yeah, for us, it's still going to be Facebook as far as we're aware. But that means on that fight card is going to be the men's lightweight and the men's featherweight. So on that one, we're going to have people like Freddie Asuncao. He's going to be meeting Andre Harrison in his debut. We've got the flying kick man himself, Chris Wade, Ramsey Niam, Jonis Torres, Alexander Almeida is going to be on that one. Steven Siller, obviously, Damon Jackson, and a lot of the guys, Nathan Short and everyone from last season. And then PFL 3, we're going to have heavyweight and light heavyweights. So that's again going to be Alex Nixon. He's going to be facing Francis Barbarossa straight away, which is going to be fucking amazing. Maxim Grishin, Jordan Johnson. Who else have we got on here? Satoshi Ishii, as I talked about a couple of weeks ago. He's going to be going up against Philippe Lins. Jared Rasholt versus Golstov. Dan Spon is going up against Atayev. Vinny Magalhaes versus Jorge Gonzalez. Yeah, there's some absolute fucking incredible fights going on. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. What else we got, Rob? Or do you want to wrap it all up?
I've got 2 more that I've managed to find.
Okay, hit me.
UFC Stockholm. 2 more fights have been announced. We're going to have Volkan Oezdemir versus Ilia Latifi.
That'll be a good fight.
And then Tonya Evinger versus Lena Landsberg.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for a bit of that.
Obviously, Evinger's coming off those 2 straight losses, one to Aspen Ladd, one to Chris Cyborg. But you know, before that, she was on a 10-fight win streak. She's kind of owed a good shot. She's gone up against incredible talent. And then Landsberg, obviously, on off. Yeah.
That's going to be fucking good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to both those fights.
And then finally, Carla Esparza will now be meeting Vina Jandiroba, who is the Invicta champion at the moment. She's going to be coming over to fight at Fort Lauderdale to replace Livina Souza.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, again, not mad at that. That'd be good. I always like it when those champions come over and sort of you get to see that step in, step up.
Yeah, the problem is for a lot of them for a while they came in straight away against Chris Cyborg, which straight away you're putting yourself at a bit of big disadvantage because most of the time they were bantamweights. So
literally the fan that the shit hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They were the fecal matter hitting the.
Well, I'm glad we recorded this show this time round.
Finally.
It's good. No, I liked it.
We're pretty much about to hit dead on 60 minutes.
It's because we're fucking professionals.
We're solid.
I've been Sam Bradley.
I've been Robert Hughes.
And we will see you next Tuesday. One thing actually.
Oh, thank God.
One thing. You can pick up our last 3 shows, including this one. We're going to start cutting hot takes together as little highlights on the YouTube channel, Them's Fighting Words Podcast. Get on it. It's all live. You can see what we look like. You can see Rob waving his fucking arms. It's all that good stuff.
4,
Go on.
3, 2, 1. We hit 60 minutes.
Boom. See, for any advertisers out there, we do our time. We do our time. You can catch us on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, obviously YouTube, as I've just mentioned. Pick up all the stuff there, plus some extra content that's going to be coming down the line. Rob, do you have anything to plug?
No.
Okay, cool.
All right,
that's fine. All right, I've been Sam Bradley.
Student that works. And I've been Robert Hughes.
We'll definitely see you next Tuesday. I don't think that was a bad show. I think we actually fucking nailed that considering we did half of it twice.